Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of RaiderRadio. This is Raider Vision's first podcast channel on both Spotify and YouTube. I'm your host, Sophie Lambert, and I'm the executive producer of RaiderRadio. And I'm here with...
I'm Maya. I'm the associate producer of RaiderRadio.
And...
Hi, I'm Amelie Santini, and I'm the director of content of RaiderRadio.
So for today's episode, we're going to be talking about what we did this summer, back to school rules, and high school advice. So let's go. Okay, so summer is officially over, okay? We're in our first week of school, and I just want to know, what did you guys do this summer?
I did volunteering in the beginning of the summer. I did theater, summer camp at the middle school. I helped with their show. And then I went on a trip with my entire family, my cousins, my grandparents. We went to St. John's in the Virgin Islands, which was really fun. We were there for a week or so, and we all stayed in one big house. So that was really cool. And then I went up to Massachusetts to visit my old camp and see some of my friends who were still there. And then also one of my friends lives in Massachusetts, so I went to see her. And then I came back.
Yeah, that's super cool, Maya.
I know, it was really fun.
That sounds so fun. This summer for me was actually really fun as well. I'm really happy with how I went. I went to Disney for my anniversary, with my boyfriend, which was super fun. Guys, watching the fireworks, after a full day of Disney, it made me, I was crying. I was I'm so happy. I also went with North Carolina with my friends. It was a girls trip. Mm-hmm. And then that was super fun because it felt like summer camp, with my best friends. And also I went to Georgia, that same trip. And that was the first time I've been to Georgia.
Georgia, shout out Mr. Garrett.
Yeah.
We went to this place, but it's basically a German town in Georgia. So everything is German themed.
That's cool. Okay. For me, I just stayed here and worked. I don't know if you guys know, but I live here at school. So I worked here. I did Breakthrough, a summer enrichment program for kids. And then I went to New Orleans.
Oh my God, that sounds so fun.
I know. I moved my sister into college. I know. So now she's 12 hours away.
That's so sad.
No, really sad. But it's okay. We live and we learn. I call her, talk to her.
Soon you'll be in college. That'll be us soon.
Yeah, and speaking of that being us soon, let's move on to our next segment, back to school. So, me and Amelie are seniors, and Maya here is a freshly new upperclassman. She's a junior.
Yes.
So, how do you guys feel about back to school, first off?
I'm feeling pretty good. Everything's going super smoothly so far, except for my physics class. I don't really have any friends in my class, which is kind of frustrating, but it's fine. I'm surviving. Other than that, everything's good. Actually, a lot of my teachers are not giving me homework. AP Psych and then AP Lang and Physics, they're oh yeah, I won't really give you that much homework.
I wish.
All of that.
Yeah.
I was so surprised.
No.
I was okay, thanks.
That sounds nice though.
Yeah, I wish I didn't have that much homework. I'm in the IB program, so we have a lot of homework, and Amelie's taking how many, 6 APs?
I don't even know. I stopped counting.
So enjoy it while you can, Maya. Okay, cool. So starting this year, we now have a new rule about phones. For those of you guys listening, Gulliver is now partnered with Yonder, and basically our phones aren't little baggies.
Okay, I'll tell you how I feel. Okay.
Just very I want to.
Yeah, I really need to get this out there. Mm-hmm. Okay, when they first sent the email,
yeah,
I was in shock. Apparently there were rumors. I didn't hear any rumors.
Yeah, me either.
Anyways, now I was a little scared just because you wouldn't be able to contact people during the day, just saying oh where are you, or if especially for broadcasting, if we have meetings after school, Mr. Garrett or Chris will send out. Chris is the president of RaiderRadio. We'll send out the
shout out Chris.
We'll send messages reminder there's a meeting after school, so it's very you don't know what's going on. I thought it was gonna be a little hard, but I'm actually doing pretty well.
For me, it's not that bad. I have an iPad, which literally this summer I started doing screen time so I wouldn't go on social media. So one thing that's annoying is if I'm in class and my math teacher does a super complicated problem and she's going quickly, I can't just take a picture and write the notes later. So that's annoying, but I'm living with it.
So yeah, it really wasn't that different. Like what Maya said, other people have been opening my eyes about the little things, but I don't think it's gonna matter that much. You know what I mean?
No, I think we'll get used to it. It's just hard now because we're so used to having our phones, being able to call and text people. But I think we'll get used to it and it'll just be normal.
No, yeah, I feel you. Moving on to our next segment, our very last one is high school advice for any of you
My favorite
freshmen,
segment.
sophomores, juniors, or even seniors. Our first question for today is how to find the right guy.
Okay, guys.
Amelie, you speak from experience.
Yeah.
So
My biggest advice is don't go for someone at the same school that you're in. Sometimes school is like boring. Like we need something to talk about. And that's fine. What gets like annoying and hard is when people come up to you saying what the other person said about you.
Oh,
That's hard.
I had to be in the middle of that one time. Like I was that like person like having to go back and forth.
So that's like so unhealthy. And I feel like if you have someone that goes to another school, you don't have that. So either you're going to communicate in a healthy way or you're not going to communicate at all and the relationship's not going to work. But at least like there's no third party involved.
well, yeah, sometimes it's inevitable. I feel like that's more like freshman, sophomore year when you're like,
You'd be surprised.
really?
Yeah, like there's some people that I know that like it's just their nature. They want to help out, you know? But
Yeah.
You know what? You're right.
Oh, I
People
was
do
gonna
use
say-
third parties all the time.
yeah.
You're right. Our next question for today is how to manage time efficiently.
Don't procrastinate. For like a push, I procrastinated so much, and at the end of the year I ended up with so much homework because it's all basically like there's like the LEQs, like the SAQs, like they're basically essays. Like I'm really not gonna lie.
They are,
So don't procrastinate.
yeah. Like for me, for example, I have a Google Sheets and like I have an assessment tracker to track everything that's given to me and all the due dates.
Yeah, I have an app that
Yeah. So like download an app or get something to help you to stop procrastinating because it is a lot easier said than done.
Another advice is like when you're planning out your days, think of like the whole week as like a block and plan out your like whole block. Don't just plan like daily. Like look at the bigger picture. That will help.
That was really good advice, Amelie.
Thank you.
Yeah, but our next question is, what extracurriculars do colleges look for? Some advice I would give is just, number one, do things that you like.
Yeah.
You know, don't just do things just to do them because it'll like slip away from you or you'll forget about it very soon. But if you have a passion for it, like for example, like I do theater and I do broadcasting. Obviously, this is broadcasting. But I also do photography, and that's like a thing that we have, and that's something to put on my resume because I have a passion for it, and I'm actively searching for people who want photos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So number one, attach a passion to your extracurriculars. Make sure it's something that you like and not something that it's like, oh, it looks good on my resume. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like a lot of times people, including me, was like, I have no idea what I want to do starting freshman year. So like I was very overwhelmed by like, what should I focus on? Like I don't even know what I want to do in the future. And my biggest advice is like, do everything first year. You don't know what you like and what you don't like until you try things out. And that's how I figured out I liked broadcasting, you know?
Yeah, no, I feel you because when I first got to the school, I was new. So I joined volleyball. One, I liked the sport.
Yeah.
And two, it was like preseason was before school started. So I'd get to know like my teammates before I went to school. And that was really nice. It helped me meet new people. And I got a PE credit and I played volleyball and I got so much better.
Yeah.
But I'm still bad.
Yeah.
But I got a lot better than where I was before. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you definitely need to like do something that's related to you. Like you can't be like just following what your friends do. You have to do something that makes you happy, and you could reach out to other programs outside of school to be more unique because it shows that you can think for yourself and decide what you need and what's best for you.
Yeah, just something that's like of interest to you that you love and that you love to do, not just something that, oh, I found this, why don't I just do that to put it on my application.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely an important aspect to have. Okay, so moving on to our last and final question, friendship advice.
I just think like surround yourself with people who, you know, you have the same interests, who you get along with, who you don't fight with. Like you don't want to have like a toxic relationship with your friends. Like that's no fun. Like they're there to support you and like bring you up when you're feeling sad.
I think a good advice that I heard one time was that like have different friends to fill each one of your cup of needs. So like imagine that you as a person needs like several needs. You need someone to go out with. You need someone to do homework with. You need someone to help you get over like a breakup. You can have a going out friend that doesn't have a shoulder for you to rely on when you go through a breakup. Like that's okay. It's just like a different friendship, you know? Sometimes when we're looking for friends, we think that everyone's going to be our best friend and we get disappointed. And if they're not like always there and always doing everything with us, but that's okay. Being friends with people that are a little different with us is what helps us grow. But understanding and having that mindset is what helps you not be like, oh my God, everybody hates me. Like nobody wants to be my friend. Like, cause they don't want to do this and this and this, you know?
Yeah. Okay, guys, I love those questions. Some of them are kind of funny. The boy ones were funny.
Yeah.
I would have loved to hear this when I was a freshman, you know?
No, literally.
Exactly.
I would have loved to hear something like this when I was like a sophomore, or like, yeah, when I was a freshman, I was new and I didn't know anybody. I could listen to the podcast and like,
Yeah.
get to know some people. But yeah, that sums up our podcast for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening on our podcast, and we'll see you next time.